Deb here, your spiritual cheerleader and mentor. Welcome to Greatest Jesus in Me YouTube channel. And you know what to do. Subscribe now. And friends, this is for the ladies. We are going to be talking makeup, the right way to put on makeup, and we're going to be talking all kinds of stuff about makeup. And guess who we have here? Our resident esthetician, Syreeta. Hey, Syreeta.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Well,
Ready
this
for this
is,
talk?
yeah, this is our first recording for 2023. So we're going to start it with something that I know a lot of women, they do. Some do it better than others. And so we're just going to dive right into it.
Okay.
So uh, just to give people an idea, we're going to be talking about, again, all the different things that you use to put on your makeup. Is it necessary? What goes first and all that stuff. Jump right into it, Syreeta.
Okay. So basically, you've done all your skincare. Okay. Now, the first thing that you would do is a primer. It for me, I like the silicone-based primers just because it creates a shield. So you would do your skincare and put on a nice primer. Start on the nose and work its way out. That's first. Okay.
Oh, well,
Now,
this sounds like painting the wall.
yeah, that's all it is. It's art. Makeup is just art. So put your silicone primer. The next thing you would do is your foundation. Okay. So, I have to mix it. So if you're going to mix it, you can mix it on the face, on the back of your hand, but it should really not go everywhere. Excuse me. Foundation is meant to kind of spread evenly. And now you have the primer. So you just put dots all around your face. I like to especially put a little bit more in this area because all makeup should start in the center and work its way out. So you put your foundation on, make sure you get your ears and under your neck.
Ears too?
I go all the way out into the ear area just
Uh-huh.
because if the tint is a little bit off, you're not looking like orange here. And you see what I'm saying? Like sometimes
Mhm.
it evens out. So people go up into their hairline and here just to make it even.
And what is the purpose of the foundation? Because I don't use foundation, and is it necessary for well, I won't say the word necessary, but if you want to put on makeup the right way, that is part of the process.
Yes,
Mm.
foundation is necessary because foundation is just what it is. It's a foundation. It sets everything up for what's going to come after. It gives something for your color to adhere to. It's supposed to smooth out, depending on the type of foundation you use, smooth out the pores, any type of wrinkles, cover up any perfection so you have a nice, clean, visible, even tone look.
Okay.
So, and one thing that I was always taught, especially when I started getting into makeup, never leave home without your face. So that means that I don't care if it's taking you 5 minutes to rush and get out the door. At least put on your foundation and your concealer because you can put the rest on at work. But at least you're out the door looking put together and even. That's what I was told. So never leave home without your face.
All right.
And you can do that in 5 minutes. So when it comes to once you have your face on your foundation, the next thing would be concealer. So concealer basically covers anything that your foundation did not get. You have, for example, foundation is light, medium, and full coverage. So your light coverage would be for those who have really nice, already perfected skin. No blemishes to very little blemishes. You can easily put something on like that, put a little bit of concealer, and you're out the door. You're gone. For medium coverage, that actually gives you it's less transparency to it. It gives you a bit more color to your skin. You can see maybe some of the blemishes depending on how dark this spot or how red this spot is, depending on your skin tone. It's easily correctable and it's nice and it gives you a nice smooth finish. Full coverage is really for people can wear that throughout the day, but full coverage is for people who like really feel that they have a lot of imperfections, and maybe they have a special event, so they don't want anything showing through. So like a wedding, or get ready to do something on stage. That's kind of like how I like to think of full coverage. So a nice medium coverage foundation is pretty standard. You put that on. Let's say you have a blemish showing through. Then you would get your concealer and just spot everywhere that you might have something showing through. For me, because I like to use concealer not only to correct, but to brighten as well, I'll put a little bit under my eye, and then I'll put it on the spots that came through when I was putting on my foundation, and just blend it all in.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And when you put on all that stuff, doesn't it kind of start to crack or look?
So it can. It shouldn't do that when you first put it on.
No, I mean after hours, and you start to maybe see.
Yeah, but that's why you have a powder. There's a term called setting. So you have to set the foundation. So when you put on everything, so this is kind of debatable. You can either do it after you put in your foundation, or you can kind of do it towards the end. But what you can do is take a little bit of setting powder, and you can actually put it everywhere that you're either going to be oily, for my oily ladies, or if you know you're going to crease, or for my ladies who need just, a little bit more blurring effect, you can put it on at this time. So you can put some powder here on your nose, up the T-zone, right where you're going to crease the smile lines, maybe in the corners, and right underneath the eye. So those usually are the biggest places where you want to focus your setting powder.
Okay.
Does it make sense so far?
Yes, it makes sense. By the way, let me write down. So again, the first thing is the primer. And then you said the foundation. And then the other thing is the concealer. Okay. All right.
And then a setting powder.
And then the setting powder. Okay. All right.
Okay. So you got your base. That's your full base. Okay. The next thing that you want to do is, now you're getting ready to go into your color, or you can even go into your eyes at this point. So let's say you're going to go into your eyes. Okay. You're focusing right here, this right here. For whatever reason, as long as you have this together, the rest of your face comes together. I don't know why. But have you ever been out and seen young ladies with just the eyelashes? They have the brows done and maybe a little bit of gloss, and they look fantastic. That's because this right here is like 80% of, I would call it, your sweet spot for beauty.
So, you're right.
So you put on, like, you can either do their creams, pencils, powders. I personally like a pencil because I know how to control that a little bit better. And it comes with a fine tip, and you can brush and everything, but you can use it to fill in any gaps or even make your eyebrows thicker. So after you put on your concealer, your setting powder, go in, if you're focused on the eyes, go in on your eyebrows. And then what you can do is you can actually start at this point with your putting something down for your eyelids. Okay, so what I mean by that is you can go ahead and put a base. If you haven't already put concealer on your eyes, you can go ahead and put like a base or transitional color. So it'll be a color that's close to your eye color. Okay, your flesh tone. So ladies who are lighter, maybe like a nice bisque. Ladies who are medium tone, maybe something that's like a bronze. And ladies who are a little bit darker, maybe they want something like a really, really deep bronze, or even a nice contouring shade. So you would just put that in the crease, okay? And I'm giving you ladies basic look, but you would just put that in your crease. And then you could smoke it out if you want to, okay? Or you can go in and then start putting color on your lids, and then transition or blend it all together. And then you could take an eyeliner. You can go all the way across, or you can just flare out at the ends, just do it outside. Then at that point, you would put on your lashes, and then you pretty much would have like your 80% done. Did that make sense?
Yeah. But I was wondering if you don't have the products that you could show while you were just.
I don't. The only thing that I have with me now, I have it's an Anastasia. It's an actual. It'll look like this. This is my favorite lip liner, but they don't make it anymore. So I went to the store and bought five. So I've just been savoring them over the years.
Right.
But it's basically it'll look like a pencil, and you literally would take it and just fill in real light strokes. Any gaps or any type of try to make it a little darker. And normally you can either go to a beauty store or you can kind of gauge what color you would need. So they range from like a blonde color all the way to black. Don't get a dark color because you think you need a darker color. So ladies who are more fair, you don't have to do like a brown. Get something slightly lighter, or I'm sorry, slightly darker than what you think your eye would be, your eyebrow would be. And a good place to start with, like with your hair. So if you're blonde, maybe get something a little bit more on like an ash blonde. Let's say if you're medium skin, like somebody like me, I wouldn't get a black. I would just get either a dark brown, or I would get kind of like a nice rich type of brown that's maybe on the like the smoky side. And then somebody who, of course, there's who maybe is Asian, for example, who has dark hair, maybe they do want the black because it offsets their hair, but they're not going to get like, charcoal black. They just get enough just to fill in their brows and to create that distinction. Does that make sense?
Well, where's my pencil? So this is mine, because I don't.
Is that the famous red?
This is, I don't even know what this is. This is what I use to fill in here because my eyebrows have some gray hairs, okay? And my thing was, if I started plucking them, you would see some little ball, little thing. So I said, well, you know what? Let me get this and blue. So, but this one is, I don't even, I have to put on my glasses. I don't even think the colors are
okay. It's okay.
So I fill that in that way.
Okay.
But you're saying too that not to get not the darkest color, but a color.
Yeah, you don't have to get the darkest color, and that's why it's good for eyebrows. Certain products, especially like with eyebrow pencils and things of that nature, it's good to go to like a department store or a Sephora the first time to actually try on the different various shades.
Oh.
And then at least, even if you don't buy it from there, at least you'll have a baseline of what you can get from the drugstore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then your products there.
So you're saying, so you first put on the eyeshadow.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, do your brow first.
Oh, you do your brow first?
Do your brow first, and then you'll go in and you'll do your eyeshadow.
Oh. And then after the eyeshadows, when you do the eyeliner.
Yes.
And then after the eyeliner is when you put on the lashes.
Yeah.
I thought you put on the lashes and then you put the liner. Oh.
You can touch up with the liner, but honestly, it's best to do the liner then the lashes, because the liner, let's say, it almost creates like something to adhere to.
Right.
But think about it like this, like some ladies can't get that nice thin line. So if you put that dark line across, and you can mess up on this, you can just put that dark eyeliner across, because you're going to put your lashes there, and that's going to give that deep illusion of having the lashes that kind of like are more extended than what they really are.
Because I've only worn false lashes twice in my life, and they looked fabulous. And now I'm 60. I wanted to try them again, so I bought last year, and I tried it at home, and one wound up here and the other one disappeared. Yeah. And I bought it again, and I bought another pair again. I said, let me try again, and no success. So I really, I putting on false lashes is not that simple or easy. And so I'm going to have to get some type of a training, because I notice I've been looking at women, especially women in my age group, when they have it on, their eyes look so beautiful.
Yeah,
It
that's right.
really makes a difference when you have on those lashes, when
Yeah.
you see people like um, those celebrities and stuff like that, and you see it. So I want to try it, but
Okay, okay. Well,
yeah.
go to a dollar store. That's what I normally tell people. Go to a dollar store and get one of them packs of lashes for $1, so you're not wasting your money. And
Mhm.
then practice. So practice makes perfect. I
Right.
don't think anybody goes, wakes up one day, puts it up, and like, oh my God, it's perfect. No, it's just practice, and getting your comfort level up, because there are different tips and techniques that work for certain people. So you just have to find what works for you. Some
Mhm.
people can apply with the tweezers. Some people
Right.
need their hands. Some people like to use hair glue. Some people just like to use the regular clear adhesive. So there's so many different ways. So I just encourage, if you're going to play around with it, to find what works for you, or your audience out there, ladies. Go to a dollar store. They have them there. They don't have to be expensive, and use those as practice.
Mm. And now that you said the glue, so
Mhm.
there's some that have the glue. That's the other thing. So when you put on the eyeliner, then you put on the glue, then you put on the lash.
No, no, no. So you're putting the glue on the lash, on the strip of the
Oh,
lash.
sure. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's one of the things I did wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, you're putting it right down the tip of the lash. Maybe you're fanning it or you're blowing it. You want it tacky. You don't want to apply it while it's wet.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm.
So it's like that sweet spot. It's not wet, it's not dry, it's tacky. That way it'll stick better. Not only that, it won't slide, because if it's wet, it'll slide, but if it's dry, it won't stick. So you want it tacky, and then you want to really quickly manipulate it to where you need it to be in order to completely dry the right way.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
one of the things that have noticed too, that some women, before they start to apply all the eye makeup,
mhm,
they do put on like a foundation also.
mhm. And some people don't. So and this is where makeup is like art. Let's say you are going to a Mardi Gras, or or some type of what do they used to call those things, where it's like some party, and they got the tables and the something really wild and outlandish. It's a really nice event. If you really want focus on your eyes, like the black, the smokiness, and everything, those individuals, and in that instance, I would encourage you to put that makeup on first,
Mm.
the darker makeup, because what it'll do is you'll have this thing called fallout. So like some of the powder gets down here. And
Mm-hmm.
it's best to make sure that you put all of that heavy eye makeup on first, because you can dust it out the way and then put in your foundation. Because if you do it the other way around, you'll mess up your foundation, but you have great eyes. So
But then would you put foundation also here, or you don't put foundation?
on the eyes.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
kind of.
So
Mhm.
yeah, so for me, because I just like more of a natural look. I put on, when I do my foundation, I go everywhere. So I go everywhere, even the eye.
Okay.
When I do concealer, then to follow up, I'll put a little bit here, but I also powder around my eyes, because I want this whole area illuminated.
Mhm.
So that's just what I do. Some people can do it as their base for their shadows. Other people like to actually get an eye primer, but it's really your preference. I like everything to be even, so I encourage people to use their foundation
Mhm. And the
or concealer.
concealer, I know people use it here because that helps if you have eye bags.
But less is more in this instance. This is something that definitely will cake on you.
Mm.
So what I would recommend, very few people have, like, the bags that go down here. So what I would recommend is maybe put it in the corner of your eye, wait a few minutes, let it kind of like dry down a little bit, and then just pat it outwards. That way you know that you're not over applying, because you can do that easily with concealer. So you're going to pat it outwards, and then you're just going to pat down a little bit, not down here, just a little bit here, and just smooth it out. then that's where you're going to set, because that is going to crease. If, as you know, the under the eye, the little the sides of the eye, as well as around the mouth.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay. So we have the primer, foundation, concealer, the setting powder. And would the setting powder be something like this? Because this is what I put. Is that what you call it? Okay.
You can use like a face powder.
And then we started with the eyes, and you said the first thing would be the eyebrows. Make sure you fill that in, and then you go into putting on the eyeshadow stuff, and then you put your eyeliner. And then what about eyeliner under the eyes?
Only if you want like a smoky or dramatic look, or even more of a defined look. With eyeliner is meant to enhance the eye, but you can also use it to shape the eye. Depending on your eye type, you might not want to go underneath, because if you have smaller eyes and you do that, your eyes are clear more smaller. So depending on your eye shape, I might stay away from the under eye. But if you want something nice and clean, you could go ahead, and maybe just do it a little bit, not all the way into the corner of the eye. Also, you can put mascara on the lower eyelash too. And sometimes that'll help give you a nice clean look as well.
Okay, yeah, that too, the mascara. And if you're not using false lashes, then the mascara is what you would use.
Well, you can use mascara with false lashes. A lot of times what ladies will do, you can either put your mascara on first, or you can put it on after. I like after, just because when you put on the false lashes, unless you get it like right there on it, there's still a separation between your lashes and the false lashes. So doing the mascara afterwards kind of blends everything together. It makes it more uniform.
And there's a way of putting on mascara also. Is it this way or is it this way?
Oh, it's really anyway. I personally, from skincare school, I like I'll go up here. I don't do it my base though. I do at the top of the lashes here. And then on my on the out corners, because I really don't wear a lot of lashes, but I like my little wing thing at the end. I try to just go just like that. And then of course, I might wiggle down for my bottom lashes, but I rarely start at the base and go up like that. I just play with the very tops and the tips of it.
That's important. Okay. And then once you're done with that, you're done with your eyes, because okay.
But let's do one thing though. What's necessary and what's not. So for eyes, so what I would recommend is being necessary, the brow, maybe just a nice crease color, not everything else, just a nice crease color, so you're not looking one color in your eye, and a nice mascara, maybe a little bit of liner, but that's it. Lashes aren't necessary. A liner really isn't necessary unless you just want to have that definition.
Okay. Ladies, are y'all jotting down these things? Because I am, okay? Okay, so lashes not necessary, nor the eyeliner, but what is necessary is maybe a crease. Okay, got you. All right.
Okay.
What's next?
Now moving down. Okay, so now cheek color. Okay, so some people like to put on bronzer and then a cheek color as well. So if you're going to put on bronzer to contour, okay, you would focus in around the hairline. You would come down right under the cheek, not all the way in, but just right here, maybe like midway. And then you would go down underneath the chin, and then you can kind of go down to your neck. And that's just basically creating like a 3 on your side. So think about that. So it's here and then here on both sides. Once you get that, and that's optional, but once you get that, then you would want to go in like with your brush, and then you would want to do your cheek color. So, and I like bigger brushes because I like mine a little bit more diffuse, and I love blush. So you could go ahead and just use a light powder brush with a light touch and circular, just right here. in this area. You can even go up to the sides if you like a lot of blusher like I do. And that's it. So basically your eyes come down, maybe a bronze if you want that contour look or that defined look like that. And then just a nice blusher on your cheeks. I do have an example of this. I love palettes when it comes to blushes because you can have a dresser full of blushes. Um, I get these from NARS. NARS has really great blushes in the industry. And so what I do is I get a palette. And so I have like a shimmer. I have a peach because peach is really good for waking somebody up and it's just a neutral color. I have something with kind of like a mauve and a shimmer. So get you just a touch of color, but not too much, like an everyday. And this one is basically this without sparkle. So this, I use it to mix. This is more like a burgundy. So if you have like like a darker look that you're going for, like really purpley and just kind of smoky, you can use a color like this. I love this color because it kind of wakes you up. It's like a red. It wakes you up and it just gives you this nice flush look. And people get afraid of the darker ones, especially with the red, but they're really beautiful on the skin, on everybody. You just have to know how to use it. So with the palettes, especially when it comes to cheek color, you can mix and match these in order to give you the a very custom specific color to what's going to fit you. I know that's a lot, but I just recommend. I think blush is one of those necessary things for women. So if you're going to get it, look for a palette. That way, it's better bang for your buck, and you can definitely mix and match and create something more custom. And you have something for every occasion.
And that bronzer that you talked about, honestly, I never.
I like them.
That's something totally
like
different.
Okay. Yeah, it's something totally different. So it's kind of like this, and it's just maybe a shade or two, or even like blends into your own skin. This I don't like a lot of contour, but I do like to warm up a little bit. Because I can look a little bit on the pale side. So this is just a nice thing to warm you up. And it's beautiful. Bronze is beautiful for any skin tone. So from your light all the way to your dark, just something to kind of make you look that sun-kissed glow. That's really what bronzer is meant to do.
So as you said, you put that on first from here.
Here.
And you said here.
Just think about a 3. And then your blush is going to go right above that middle part. So think about bronzer here, blush here. Makeup is art. Okay,
I know.
But find what works for you. Ladies, that is the most important thing. These are suggestions on what you can use. What becomes mandatory and a staple for you is specifically for you, and it's about having fun. If you mess up or you don't like how it looks, guess what? Wash it off and start again.
Yep, you got that right. And then also when we're talking about just going back a little bit, when we talked about the foundation, concealer, the setting powder, it's important to get the right tone and color for your skin color and tone.
Yes.
Because sometimes you see some off, it looks off, either too dark or too light.
And people forget that they, like, especially with some of these celebrities, a lot of them just don't go pick up some off the shelf and just put on their face. A lot of that is custom mixed, to get the perfect color. And for my foundation today, I mixed 2 colors because one isn't going to, very few people I feel can go out, buy something off the shelf, and that's all that they need. A lot of people do have to blend. And when you're blending, make sure that both have the same undertone. And the way that you would really find your undertone, there's a paper test and then there's a clothing test, but then there's a vein test. So if you look at your arm, if your veins are green, that means that you're more on the warmer side, right? If your veins,
Lift up, Syreeta, lift up, yeah, so that we can see.
okay,
Okay.
if your veins are green, then that
Mhm.
means that you're on the warm side. Okay. If they're blue, that means you're on the cooler side. If you look like me, I'm somewhere in between. That means that you're neutral. But you could also, when you're neutral, you can also fall with the olive undertone, and that is olive is not for any one specific race. Anybody can have an olive undertone, and to me, it becomes very apparent when you are wearing either a cool or a warm color, even a neutral, and they just don't look right. Like maybe the neutral looks pink, maybe the cool looks pink or red, then the warm make look yellow or orange. So to me, then that makes that me think that that person is an olive undertone, which is very specific. So get the undertone right, and then look at your color.
Mm.
I
Yes.
know that's a lot.
But that's very good tip. And you know what? The good thing about this, ladies, is that you can play this recording over and over and over again and make sure you write down your tips. You're not going to find this anywhere else.
Not for
Syreeta
free.
is getting deeply into makeup. Okay, so take advantage of this. Okay, so we did the blush, and what follows?
So honestly, it's just the lips, right? So some people, well, let me take this back. Some people like to sparkle, as I call it. So some people like to shimmer. I don't like shimmer. But some people like shimmer. Some people like that little extra. So
Mhm.
they could use, let me get this as an example. Um,
And what about the lip? Is there anything that we should do before we start to actually put on the makeup for the lip? Like
yeah,
any
so
type of
while you're doing all this, maybe put on a nice lip mask, a really thin lip mask. You could put on, if your lips are ladies like flaky or a little bit uneven in texture, I'll say that, put on like a little bit of Neosporin, and then maybe put a little bit of Vaseline over that, and let that kind of do what it's going to do before you actually get to your lips. So then do the rest of your makeup. So put that on before, and then do the rest of your face. Make sure that you kind of rub it in, or just do a little massage once you get to your lips, and that should hydrate your lips and make it smoother for everything coming on.
Mhm, mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then I also like the fun thing about the lips, with the highlighters. You can put them, here, and you can highlight here. And some people go down the bridge of nose. Some people hit it here, but I like to use highlighter right here on the very top, especially if you have like you really want to draw attention to your lips. So you can just put a little bit right there, and then you can put your lip liner. I love lip liner is like a must to me. Um, Outline your lips with either this one goes with everything, a nice pinkish brown for most people. I think is like a staple. You can use it with gloss, any type of lipstick. And then they have a wide array of lip liners, all colors. I'm sure that everybody knows that. So, just play around with them, but you can just do a nice neutral everyday lip liner. Um, you have your let's say your little fix it potion on your lips with a Neosporin and a Vaseline. And then you can kind of go in with like another type of tinted lip gloss. You can go with the lipstick. And they have different types of lipsticks now. They have the really shiny ones. They have the ones that are like bone dry, that matte look. So, it really is however you want to play. You can use two colors, three, four, one, just have fun with it.
Now, does the lip liner color need to match the lipstick?
Not necessarily. Um, for me, and this is kind of like where an artist really puts their stamp on things. For me, I have a problem seeing myself with matching lipstick and liner. So I always try to make my liner slightly darker than my lipstick. Some
Mhm.
people like that clean, everything like with red. Everything is red that, you can't tell the liner, everything. I don't feel I look good in that. So I always try to go for a slightly lighter lip liner, than slightly darker lip liner than the lipstick. And I'm not saying go out and get like, your Maybelline dark black lip liner and then put red in between. No, just slightly lighter, whatever color you're wearing.
Mm.
Or, I'm sorry, slightly darker.
Slightly darker. Okay, gotcha. And lip gloss, as you say, that's just a preference thing. Some people like to put on the lipstick and then they put on a little gloss for it too.
They can put on over the lipstick to, give it some shine. Some people just like to wear lip gloss alone. I have several friends who actually, they like to do the liner and then they'll go to like Victoria's Secret and get like those fruity, high pigmented lip glosses. And that's what they use, that way they get the shine, a little bit of color, and they're good to go.
Oh, okay. Whew, I knew
That's a lot.
I knew that putting on makeup the right way was an art. It is an art. And it takes a whole lot of stuff. But of course, if you do this on a daily basis, it becomes just very quick and natural. But like me, I'm not a makeup girl. I really don't like makeup. I only put it on like for now. And I just put basic stuff, just a powder, blush, and
What works for you? Some women don't need foundation. I personally do because I have like, some of the acne marks I'm still trying to clear up. Some people, have very dull skin. So foundation actually helps to brighten up their skin, makes give them a livelier look. So I personally think every female should wear foundation. It's just like one of those musts, but some people really don't need it. So that's where, it's kind of like your preference and really what's going to work for your style. The other thing is with makeup as a whole, some people can spend 5 minutes on makeup, and then some people can spend like 2-3 hours on makeup. So some people, this one lady that I used to work with, I kid you not, she told me it takes her an hour and a half to do her makeup in the morning because she does everything and the precision and everything that goes on. And that's an hour and a half of makeup, not her getting dressed or doing her hair, makeup. So it really is about the time and effort that you want to put into it, and really what you want to show the world. Me personally, maybe half hour will be my max. Maybe I try to aim for a lot less than that. Like I said, I don't leave home without my face. I do foundation, I do the bronze, I do the concealer. Then when I get to where I'm going, I will put on maybe a nice blush. I will finish doing my brows. I don't wear like lashes during the day, but I'll put a little bit of contour or bronzer in my lids, right here, this space, mascara, gloss, or a lipstick, and call it a day. Now that's just what works for me. But again, find your safety zone. Decide what's going to work for you. Play with it, and ultimately, it's art. It's just fun. So.
And some women have fun doing it and they love doing it. And I love seeing women that really take time into doing it and it looks just beautiful.
Gorgeous.
It looks gorgeous. Some women just know how to put everything together and blend it in, and the eyeshadows and the eyelashes, and they just, whoo, I love seeing that. I just love it. So ladies,
practice. Everybody gets there with practice though. So, if you're not getting something or it's not looking quite right and you literally just started wearing makeup after you saw Miss Debbie's YouTube video just now, it ain't going to look like somebody who's been doing it for like 30 years, like our grandmothers and everything who go to church with the hat. And it's not going to look like that the first time. So just practice with it.
Yep. And do you. You do you. Whatever you are comfortable doing and whatever you feel looks good on you, just do you and take your time and find out a little bit more. Experiment a little bit more, which is, I should say, with different things if you want to really get into the makeup and do it.
You don't have to stick to one thing either, ladies. So let's say you wear something, for about a month and you're like, I want to switch it up. You can always change it up.
And you can wear makeups for different occasions. Because you have the makeup for work. You may have the makeup for church. You may have the makeup for if you're going to a special event or whatever, and they all might look different just based on how you the colors of the eyeshadow and the blush and the lipstick. That is what would change up depending on the occasion. So, ladies, just have fun. Just have fun with your makeup. And Syreeta, any last words for beautiful ladies?
Have fun with it, ladies. We're all gorgeous, you know. We all have our feature that we want to enhance, but makeup is just supposed to do that, enhance. It's not supposed to be to create us into like these other beings, and nobody should look down over and so, oh, you look like a totally different person. Just have fun and what works for you.
Wonderful. So, ladies, remember to go to Greater is Jesus in Me YouTube channel. And you know what to do. Subscribe now. Be blessed. And until next time.